Have you ever been in a position where you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to be healthy, but then you get invited to events, birthday parties, weddings? Well, I'm going to show you in this video a couple of tips that you can adopt into your life that really work when it comes to trying to balance out going to an event, not being rude, but then also hitting your own goals and not getting anxiety about, oh my gosh, am I going to eat when I'm there? I'm really, I'm on this quote unquote diet. I'm trying to cut this out. I'm trying to cut that out, but I don't want to be rude. And it just gets overwhelming. So I was at this beautiful event called, it was for the Restore Charity Foundation. And I will show you their information if you want to check them out toward the end of the video. But as you can see, it started out with a salad. And what I do for events like this is I eat before, because right now in my life, I'm intermittent fasting and my fast is actually really early. I just feel called to have an earlier fast these days. So I don't eat after 5:30. So this event was at 7:30 at night. So I was like, okay, how can I balance this out? Number one, if I just love the food, I'm going to eat it. It is what it is. So that's number one. Don't overdo it with yourself. Don't get anxiety over things, or try not to get anxiety over things like this. At the end of the day, live in the moment, enjoy yourself. But if, go in with some kind of parameters for yourself. So this was the second dish that they brought out. It was a mushroom over rice with some asparagus and some carrots. So to be honest, I wasn't in love with the food. It was good. It was tasty. I had a bite of every dish that they brought out, but I wasn't in love with it. So I ate prior to coming in to the event, a really healthy, tasty, nourishing meal. And then when I bit into all of the food, I was like, you know what? I'm actually good. Like, this is good. This is tasty. Dressing's good. But I'm not so hungry and just so obsessed with the food that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never had this before. Or this is a once in a lifetime type of dish. It was just kind of, it's at events like this, there's always not a lot of vegan options. Hopefully that will get better in the future. Also, here's the dessert. I'll tell you about the dessert in a second. So I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I've had this kind of salad before. I've had mushrooms over rice before. Like, I'm fine. So I didn't end up eating the full meal. I just had a few bites of the salad, and then I had a few bites of the rice with the mushroom, and that was it for me. That was fine for me. So there we go. Tip number one is before you go to an event, eat something before. It's totally fine. And if you don't enjoy the food at the event, you literally don't have to feel obligated to eat it. This is the year of boundaries. And in 2023, we are giving ourselves permission to say no. We are giving ourselves permission to have complete control over what we want to do, what we want to intake. That comes with taking in social media. That comes with not going to an event. Really quick, I want to pause. This was a beautiful story about this woman who got burned extremely bad. I actually had to blur it out when I zoomed in because I don't want YouTube to flag it. But if you go onto the Restore Foundation website, I'm sure that this woman's story is on there. Beautiful story. This surgeon literally reconstructed her face, and that's what this event was actually honoring him as well. Amazing surgeon. So again, his information will be toward the end. He does cosmetic surgeries and he does reconstructive surgeries. And so so make sure to eat prior to the event, and then when you get to the event, you're not super hungry, and then you have more power over your cravings to make decisions if you're going to actually engage in eating an entire meal or not eat an entire meal. And if you get there and you're like, this food is fire, turn up, have fun, and then just make up for it the next day. Go on a nice long walk, do some HIIT cardio, and balance back out with healthy eating, for the rest of that week. So that is tip number one. That's one of my go-tos. I've been doing it for years, especially with so many events. In a city like LA, there's literally so many events. So you can end up getting access to drinks and really, really tasty, amazing food every single day. And if you're trying to get shredded, or you're trying to lose belly fat, or you're trying to build muscle, depending on your goals, it's not gonna align. Even if you maybe live or have a lifestyle where it's not necessarily events like this, but it's more like, kid parties, birthday parties, school events at an elementary school for your child or things like that. Sometimes, they don't have, it's like pizza parties and things like that. So you just got to figure out ways to balance. And that's one of the biggest things is I just eat before the event. And if I love it, I'll eat it. If I don't, then I will just not eat it. So number 2 is also making sure to, number 2, honestly, is again, giving ourselves permission. So I mentioned that before. Really quick pause on the advice. This was a really, really amazing product I found. I got in the goodie bag. So there's their information there. You can screenshot the information. It's Black owned, women owned, and it's an amazing scrub. I was obsessed with the smell and the texture of the scrub. So definitely check it out, try it out. I've been using it now. It goes a long way. I've been using it for like 3 weeks, like a few times a week, and there's still a lot left. So great brand. Definitely check them out. Screenshot them, check them out. But tip number 3 is making sure to work out before. So again, it's like in anticipation of, am I going to end up eating the food there? I don't know what they're going to have there. So let me go ahead and just prepare, and maybe I'll go extra hard on the treadmill, right? Like maybe I'll do an extra 20 minutes of my HIIT cardio. Or if I know in advance, I'll eat lighter throughout the week. And then sometimes I'll eat really light, meaning, not eating bread and things like that. And then I will really enjoy myself at the event. But in this particular circumstance, I just didn't want to eat late. So I just decided to eat before, and then I had a couple bites, and there wasn't any, but the dessert was so bomb. That one was hard. I'm not going to lie. That dessert was so fire. So I did have a bite of that. But I had the willpower to just say, it's okay. Cause again, there's some goals and things that I have for myself that just during this time, I'm going to go ahead and make decisions to go toward those goals. And then I'm happy to have an amazing dessert, like that triangle pyramid amazingness, chocolate covered ice cream amazingness. There will be a time and place for that. But right now I'm really practicing self-love by sticking to what I said I was going to do for myself. So again, the next morning I went ahead and worked out. Had a really, really good workout, did a little bit of everything. And it was just a really long workout, just kind of zoned out. It already passed, but I also did show the information of the surgeon. So definitely scroll back to screenshot that information if you want to look them up, donate, or even if you're considering a surgery or reconstructive surgery. He's one of the best in the entire country. It was amazing hearing the stories and seeing the impact that man had in the world. So definitely worth checking out. But make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, comment down below if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you.